Hey, what's up, everybody? Chad Calek here, and welcome back to the In the Crowded Room podcast, where this episode is going to be a very special episode because I am fulfilling a request to do a reaction video. I get these all the time. People want me to react to paranormal footage, ghost footage, different paranormal cases. And not that I haven't wanted to. It sounds like, a fun thing to do. But to be honest, YouTube is just filled with just fake ghost videos. And 99% of everything that I see on YouTube is either easily debunkable, or I can see an overt way that you can fake it. And not that the ability to fake something means that something is fake. I've said it over and over again. I think context is the most important aspect of any of these videos. But, when someone sends me a video and it's a locked off camera and a girl is getting pulled off a bed and I could literally see the mass footage of the rope that's pulling her, and I can see how they're doing it, and you can tell from the pixelization what they're doing, it's like, well, come on, man. I mean, and maybe I'll do a video at some point to show you guys how a lot of these fake videos are done. And again, I want to say this too. I don't hate people that fake these videos, because a lot of them, the good ones that you're seeing, more often than not, what you're seeing is somebody that is learning how to edit, and they're trying to kind of master their masking skills, or their animation skills, or their like motion software skills, and they want to see if they could fool people. So I don't, hate people for doing, fake videos. I do discourage people who are in the field of the paranormal and, they try to push fake videos to further their career. I think that's a little bit different than an editor trying to master his motion software skills. But like I said, most of it is just garbage, But I did come across a video that really kind of struck me as, wow, this could be authentic for a lot of reasons, which we'll get into here for a second. It was a video that is a part of a compilation video by Nuke. I don't know if you guys ever watched Nuke's Top 5. I actually enjoy Nuke. I think he has a great narration voice as well, a great cadence. I love his delivery. A good narration can make things really enjoyable. A lot of times on YouTube, you'll get these compilation videos of whatever it is, race cars or rooftoping or fails or something. And if you have a guy that is just a terrible narrator, it's tough to watch. But Nuke is actually very good. And this was a recent top 5 about every, I don't know, I think it's like every month or every 2 or 3 weeks, he'll put out a top 5 for paranormal videos that have been released in the last, the previous month or whatever it was. And he actually, chooses videos from all over the world, which is really interesting to see how people in different countries perceive the paranormal, which is interesting because, like, in places like Iraq or Iran or like Turkey, in these really God-fearing religious areas, their paranormal videos are insane, and you can tell they're obviously faking it, but they're like, fires exploding, and, there's always these, they'll turn in a mirror, and they'll look in a mirror, and there'll be somebody standing right behind them that's clearly a person that's been planted. But they go off like heavy in those, really, really religious, countries, which kind of shows, again, your belief system kind of determines how you perceive the paranormal. But this video was about a 10-minute video. It was at the end of the last compilation that he put out. The information that they give right away is pretty interesting. It just says that it's a family that has moved from house to house, and they have consistently been haunted no matter where they move. And, which to me, it makes sense if you are a haunted person. And I've told you guys this before, most paranormal cases that were private that I've done, and I've done quite a few, the majority of them, the ones that I or my team felt were legitimate, what you find is that a person is haunted, and it's not really about the location. I believe that to be the case in this footage you're about to watch here. If this is in fact real, and I have a tendency to lean towards that this footage could be real. Now, again, I would have to go there and spend time with the family and capture the footage myself, do all those things to determine if something is real. But you guys have asked me to give my thoughts based upon the footage as it's presented. It's basically broken down into 3 parts. In this first part, you're going to see that this family's kind of hanging out and something just happened, and the wife is just filming as they're hanging out. But the context is what really sells a lot of this for me. And what I mean by context is the way people are acting and their reactions, the way they're talking. Just does it all feel real? When it comes down to the activity, does that seem authentic? In this first part of this clip, there's a few things that happen. This guy is talking to either a relative or a friend, and he is basically saying that there's weird paranormal stuff that goes on no matter where they're at. And you'll see him go to the sink and he fills up like a glass of water, and like really quickly the water loses water pressure down to almost a drip. And it happens right in front of everybody. And, the wife is like, what is going on? Why is that doing that? Why is it stop? He's like, I don't know. And you'll see his buddy gets up and walks right over to the water and turns it back on, and it's working fine. But not before the guy that filled up the water, you'll see that he was trying to get hot water, so he puts it in the microwave. And I think it's right before, right after, the guy's friend turns the water pressure back on to show, look, it's working again. You'll see that something starts sparking inside the microwave, and it kind of malfunctions. Obviously, they're starting to freak out right now because they're realizing things are going down. Right after that, they hear a sound of a piano in the other room, which clearly freaks them out. You can see the intensity, their emotions, are rising with the activity. And the next clip, you see this guy. He's basically provoking. He's pissed off and he's provoking, and you start hearing these massively loud footsteps coming towards him as he goes running out of the room back into the kitchen. And you hear these, they sound, well, it's interesting because they say in the beginning, or Nuke says in the beginning, that they say they hear what sounds like hooves against the ground. And that's kind of what this sounds like. It's just these loud beating sounds that are in a cadence of a footstep. Having said that, let's watch the first part of this footage here. Here we go.
Tommy Wells from Rockwood, Tennessee claims that paranormal activity surrounded him for years, even following him from home to home. But the terrifying events have now begun to affect his wife Leslie and their 3 children. The family has heard loud hoof-like footsteps in the house. Objects move on their own. And Leslie has even found unexplained bruises all over her body. One night they begin to hear strange sounds again. What happens next is downright creepy.
Like I said, we've moved 4 or 5 times, it keeps following us. No matter where the we go, it keeps following us. I don't know. We lived somewhere for 2, maybe 3 months, and it happens right back again. Water pressure's quitting.
It's what?
Water system.
What's wrong with the water?
Oh God, I just filled the cup up. I don't know, it's just quit.
What? Honey?
Yeah.
What is going on?
Everything in the whole freaking place. It's just oh, what the frick?
What the world? What?
I'm finding out.
What? That's crazy. What is wrong with the microwave? What the? What's wrong with the microwave?
She's on fire.
There's the piano again. Oh my god.
Water's quit again. This thing gets out of here. It's crazy as You wanna with somebody? With me now, god damn it. Ain't nobody.
What is? What? What is that? Tommy?
What the
What is that, Tommy?
Let's get out of here. Let's go. Let's get the This ain't leaving. I'm getting the out of this god house is what I'm doing.
Okay, pretty interesting, right? A lot of activity going on, and you know, like I said, the thing that sells me the most is just the nature of the way that they are acting, and the fact that when paranormal activity occurs, it often occurs in multiplicity, meaning multiple things will happen, and that's what we see here. We see the water, we see the microwave, we hear the piano. I barely heard the piano part, but these guys are clearly reacting to something, and then obviously the footsteps. Well, to step it up, in this next piece of footage, same room, but now we see that it is a child's birthday party, which immediately, like I said, the context matters. I'm sitting here going, okay, it's this child's birthday. If they're faking this and hoaxing this, are they really going to terrorize their child on their birthday? I mean, if they would, they're horrible human beings. You know, I don't know them. Maybe they are. I don't know. But you can clearly see that this child is terrified. What happens basically is she's getting ready to blow her candles out on her cake. And she does. And then right after she does, the water, you know, turns on by itself. And right away you can hear the mother going, God, we shouldn't have done this here. We should have done it at a different place. It's going to mess things up. It's starting again. She's freaking out. And I've experienced this personally in my own house, and I've seen it on other cases where one thing will happen and people just, you know, have a really charged reaction because they know what's possible. So just the first thing that they experience right away, they're terrified of what's coming. And you see that this child is very scared. And what appears to be, I think this is either the dad or the uncle or someone says, you know, it's going to be okay. And all of a sudden, man, you'll see this cabinet door open, things fly out of it. These drawers start opening and closing rapidly until at one point, one of the drawers completely comes out and hits the ground. You know, obviously everyone is like, you know, let's get out of here. Holy shit. And again, if these guys are acting, they've all got Marlon Brando acting skills because they seem pretty terrified. This really hit me hard, especially because it's a child. Having said that, let's watch this piece of footage right now.
This is Christina's birthday party, and everyone at it, there's Brianna, her little cousin, there's Haley, her other cousin, and there's her daddy Tommy.
Hello.
And here's her Aunt Misty. And here's her Uncle Joey.
What up with it?
What up with it? Alrighty, let's go, yes. Daddy lighting the candles.
So we can get you a little cake on camera so we can remember your party. And we'll give the happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Christina. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. Blow your candles out, girl.
She gonna blow it out? Yeah.
You gonna cut the cake out, Mama, or you want me to?
Go ahead, I'm running the camera.
Alrighty.
Daddy's cutting the cake.
Did you like the bicycle and stuff you got for your birthday?
Oh my God, Tommy, it's gonna start again. Oh my God, damn.
It ain't gotta mess everything up.
It's gonna mess this up for everybody now.
Come on, sissy. Come on, baby, come on. I don't know what's gonna happen. Come on. It's ridiculous. Heck, I'm sorry, baby. Seems like it's messing everything in 4 seconds.
It's okay, it'll be alright.
God, we should have had this at Jerry's house.
Okay, it might not
It's
do
just,
anything else, okay?
this stuff is starting again.
You're alright.
I'm sorry, sweetie.
You're okay.
I'm so sorry.
Oh God!
What the hell is going on? Go to the front room. Go to the front room, girls. Go.
Oh God! Oh my God!
Let's get out of here. Come on.
Okay, so we'll pause it right here. You know what really also impresses me about this is the amount of people, you know, that are in the room. The whole family's there. So if they were going to, you know, fake this, you know, they're taking the risk of tormenting this child in front of family members, you know, who are visiting, which would seem unlikely, again, unless they're just horrible people. Or, you know, the other extreme possibility is that the entire family is in on it except for the child. That seems unlikely to me. Again, I don't know the people. I've not been there. I'm just reacting to this footage as it's presented to me. But, you know, pretty impressive. I mean, a lot of things are happening in succession again, all over the place, you know. The water, the cabinet, you know, the drawers, like all that stuff. And the reactions of everybody just feel very, very authentic to me. Okay, now what you're going to see next is really, really intense.
Terrifying paranormal activity disrupts the happy celebration, upsetting the freaked out young girl. The family feels that the unexplained events have gotten completely out of control and plan to do a seance together in hopes of ridding the home of whatever is haunting them. It did not go well.
It's down, I'm running.
You guys can do the sounds, I'm not doing it. I'll sit
Hey, you can sit there with us and do it too?
You can sit in there with us and help us, man.
No.
Well, it's supposed to be 4 people with a seance anyways. I mean,
No, I'm not doing it.
Leslie, I'm sorry.
Look,
Dude! Whatever the hell did her stop!
Tommy, come on in here. Let's just turn these lights off and do this.
I gotta go, man.
Hold on, just sit still just a few minutes.
Just
Just
stay there just for a few minutes, just till Sam gets here.
This-
Sam and TC's supposed to be here in a minute.
turn these
I
lights
guess
off.
so,
Let's-
but-
Go, if you got a
Man.
candle,
Yeah, hold on.
get a Bible and a candle.
Hold on, I'll go get it.
Look, what? Look. Tommy, let's do this right quick. Come on.
Leslie, I'm sorry, babe. Come on, we gotta hold hands. Don't let go of each other's hands. No matter what we do, you've got to stay in the circle and hold hands. Don't let go.
I'm not part of this circle, man.
If you let go of each other's hands, it's got control of it. It can,
Hold on, man.
God.
Look at that.
It's a friggin' water off it over here.
Put the Bible in the middle of the hands. Come on. If they set them in the house, give us a sign, show us who you are. If you're evil,
Sorry, babe.
if you're evil,
Son of a bitch, Jerry.
hey, God dang.
Oh,
Wait a minute,
Oh my
let's
God, hey, that's enough. That's sign enough, man. That's sign enough.
Okay. Just get it. Let's quit. Turn this light on.
Hey, Leslie, I'm sorry.
What is that?
I don't know. This is a new one on me, Turbo.
What is it? Where's the cat?
Are you okay? Oh God, I'm sorry. Here. Get her a friggin' Rager. Here. Let me see. Are you cut? Are you hurt?
Tommy, let's do Tommy.
Hey, get the litter. Go.
Wait a minute. Let's.
Come on, man. Bring the camera. Let's get out. Come on.
Wait, hold on. Look at him. Take this off. Take this off. Shut that in there. Shut it in.
Shut it under the bed. See, it's got to be sitting here.
Look.
God, ain't nothing. Check his out, Jacob. Get this off of it.
Let's get it. Go on. Let's get it.
God.
Guys, come on. Let's get it.
Go. Move.
As the family begins the seance, a bed moves on its own, even though family member Jacob is sitting right on top of it. Jacob jumps up in fear, but the bed still continues to move. The water faucet then turns on by itself. But what truly seems to terrify them all is that blood seems to drip down from the ceiling and lands on Tommy's wife's hand. Now, Tommy believes that something demonic and evil has attached itself to his family. But what happens next will forever remain a mystery. Because, you see, these videos were posted to YouTube over 10 years ago. and there have been no updates since. From quite a bit of research, I discovered that the family eventually moved away to a new home. Tommy's son has shared that the paranormal activity has calmed down a lot since then, and has never returned to being as extreme as it is in these videos.
So again, it just kind of cuts to this next night that they're filming, which I assume everybody just left after the birthday party, which I know I would have. But what we can see is that it's just the adults now. And they decide that they're going to do a seance, which is like the fucking worst idea in the world. If this is in fact a poltergeist or demonic case, which I have a tendency to believe that's actually probably a demonic case. So they start doing this, seance, and you'll see through this doorway. You'll see this young kid, Nuke will put an arrow on it. You see this guy sitting on the bed. And watch the way this bed moves below him when he's on it.
Dude. Dude.
This bed is just lifting up and slamming down hard as hell. So again, it all seems very authentic. So he jumps off the bed, he's freaked out, and Terry, the husband, the main guy, is basically saying, okay, we got to continue the seance. But this time, something drips from the ceiling onto the wife. And they said it looked like blood dripped down on her hand. They're like, Jesus, what is that dripping? Now, what's really strange is I know they blurred out the blood here because YouTube doesn't allow you to see blood. But it does look to me, when they pan to the table, the blood is blurred, and I understand why, like I said, because of YouTube's guidelines. But it looks like some condiment bottle is also kind of blurred out, and I don't know why that is, or if that's in fact what that is. So that part of it is kind of weird to me because I can't tell what is in the condiment bottle. But if they were faking it with the condiment bottle, you wouldn't think that they would just leave the condiment bottle on the table right next to it. So it could have been just something sitting there because they're at the dinner table. Now, after this happens, you'll see that the bed's going wild and, slamming up and down. So they go to inspect it and they rip the bed apart. So you can see, beneath it. You never see the full bed. You never see the top of the bed, or I guess what would be the back of the bed in this video. So again, I would have to be there to take a look at it. But again, what drives this, all home to me is just the nature of the way they're reacting. They're just reacting in such an authentic way to what this is. And often you'll see the father or the husband, and this is not only in my own family's case, but in multiple cases that I've done in private residences where things like this happen. It's very common that the male of the house will challenge the spirit, will provoke it. I think it's just a protective nature of men in general. You get pissed off because this thing is threatening your sanctuary, right? And it's threatening those you love. So you want to, take it on. You want it to leave. You want to confront it. And that clearly happens. You see a lot of emotion from people. You see people that are clearly reacting to things for the first time that just want to get the hell out. In this third clip here, you can hear that, in the middle of the guy says, like right away after the bed starts shaking, he's like, look, man, I'm gone. I want to leave. And you can hear the Terry guy go, well, listen, man, so-and-so's coming over in just a few minutes. Can you just hang out until then? But it's just, it's very common also for people to want to be like, let's get the fuck out of here, And the crying, that kind of, that stuttering, kind of murmuring cry that she's doing the whole time. I've heard that. I mean, that's just this internal terror that is coming from her. She doesn't really know what to do, where to go, or how to handle it. And I've heard these reactions from other people. I've experienced it myself. So it just all kind of really rang true to me. But the the big twist to all this that really made me go, wow, this really does make me have a tendency to believe in this footage even more, is when Nuke shares that this video was filmed 10 years ago. 10 years ago. Which leads me to believe that if they were faking all of this stuff, they're faking it with practical effects, meaning that they have physically, wired it or have somehow created, pressure objects and items to move things, which again, it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work, and there would be a lot of rehearsal, and that doesn't feel right when I watch this. It just doesn't ring true to me, I don't think that they would be, using, high-end CGI animation to make any of this stuff happen. I think they would have to do it practically, which is a lot of work. The fact that they just posted this footage and didn't post anything else leads me to believe that they're not out there trying to land a TV show or manipulate the footage into a situation that they could benefit from financially. It honestly looks to me like they're just sharing what's going on in their house. And the fact that Nuke spoke to the son, in which he said they moved, but if you notice this, he didn't say that the activity stopped. He said that it really calmed down. Well, I've heard this too in my family, as you guys know. When I went to college for a good 15 years, I was told everything was cool, and it wasn't cool. You get this a lot with parents that are protective of their children. Like my parents were. Like when I moved away, nothing stopped. But my father just did not want me to spend my life back there dealing with that level of evil. Our case was insane. My family's case was insane. Which, by the way, if you haven't seen American Ghost Hunter, which is the documentary about my family and our haunting, you can watch it right now for free on Shiver, the YouTube channel Shiver. They licensed it from our distributor, Gravitas, which Shiver's doing an amazing job. And to the almost 200,000 of you that have watched it in the last 14 days, it immediately went viral. So thank you all for that. If you haven't watched it yet, head over there to Shiver and just type in, even your search window, you can type in Shiver Calek Family Haunting, and it'll come right up. You can watch American Ghost Hunter. But in my family's case, it's exactly what happened. My dad just did not want me, to give up my life by, trying to resolve this haunting. And they just told me that things had chilled out once they moved, and they eventually stopped, which was not the case. Now, was it a lie? Yes. Was it done out of love? Absolutely. So I understand. I'm not saying that's for sure the case here, but it may in fact be the case, because the fact that he says they moved and things are still happening, but they're not as bad. That's what he says. If anything is still happening and they moved again and things are still happening, even if they're minor, again, that tells me a person is haunted. Somebody in the house is haunted. And my initial thought when watching this, I felt as though Terry, the father, the main guy, I felt as though he might have something attached to him, for a lot of reasons. That's a whole other episode we can talk about. But again, I would love to investigate this case. If it was 2002 and this came across my desk, at the very least, I would go visit and check it out. At the most, I would, do a full-on investigation to try to figure out what is happening. That level of activity, that is not just ghost activity. That is poltergeist or demonic activity. If it's in fact a demonic haunting, which again, I have a feeling that it is, just because a lot of the stuff that you're seeing is very threatening. The bed moving up and down when a person's on it. The guy running back into the kitchen and the loud, hoof steps just coming at him really hard. if that was in fact, some kind of red liquid that dripped on her hands, whether it was blood or something that looks like blood. These are all terrifying things, which, to have that kind of strength, to be lifting up beds, you don't see that in a normal ghost case. You see that in demonic cases. So this, to me, appears to be, if it's real, it appears to be basically the beginning level of demonic oppression, which occurs before possession. So anyways, that is my reaction to this footage. If you guys enjoyed this, I will do more. But again, it's really about trying to find good footage to discuss. And, keep in mind too that, as I said in the beginning, there's no way I could make a real determination on this unless I was there. So what I would say, my final determination is, if they're hoaxing, they are unbelievable at it. And they got me. But I don't think this is a hoax. I have a tendency to believe that this is authentic footage. So if you guys enjoyed this, let me know in the comments. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you think this is fake or real, I would love to hear your thoughts. And last but not least, if you guys haven't yet, please visit our Patreon page, which the link is in the description box. I'm back home now. I'm healed up from the injury that I had during the filming of Harbingers, which I'm not trying to be coy about it, but you'll see what happened in the film. It's really bizarre. But I'm going to be more active online again. And there's going to be a lot of stuff from Harbingers and the filming of Harbingers that is going to be posted on the Patreon page, including tomorrow. I'm putting up 8 brand new production stills from filming. The teaser trailer to Harbingers is going to premiere first on the Patreon page. There's just a ton of stuff over there, and it's all unreleased stuff, unreleased video, evidence, trailers, music, pictures, photos, stuff from the past. It's just a lot of fun, and you decide the level in which you want to support us. It's set up where it could be, $2, $4, $5, $50, whatever works for you, works for us. So if you can support us that way on Patreon, it would mean a lot to me. If you can't, the best way to support us, and you guys have done an amazing job, is to just subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. But most importantly, if you enjoy the podcast, please share it. Please tell people about it. I would really, really appreciate that. Having said that, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the In a Crowded Room podcast. I will be back tomorrow with more. All the best.